Sammy or Samantha's mom. I'm sitting in Samantha's room today to record part two of this embodiment of autists series. I'm not sure if there's going to be more, but we'll do some more vlogs as we're guided to. So I'm in Sammy's room. She's not here right now, in her room anyway, but really getting the energy of her presence as well. So I'm going to take a moment and just do a little toning. I feel guided to at this point to really bring Sammy's consciousness in. Oh, ya ya ga da de de da 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 se de de ya yu nya 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 ai ai I I I I I I I I I hard to reach that really high pitch sound. There's dolphins and whale consciousness here from the animal kingdom, representing the waters. I'm going to call in some land animals, it seems. Looks like deers, bucks mainly. They seem to have antlers. Different types of deer, as you might call it. I can't. The names of some of these other animals with antlers is escaping me right now. I didn't know I would be doing this, so it's always a mystery until I actually start. So some land animals: lion. Elephants. Buffalo. Some snakes actually. From all over the world. Dogs. Cats. Birds of different species from around the world. Microbial and insect realm. Gashi tita watese. Gashi shiwa so 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 to. De ya ya ya. Okay, I think we've gotten the main animal. James O. Komodo dragon. And that brings in other types of lizard species. I don't know if that's the right word, but I think you all understand what I'm saying. Okay, so it's been an interesting process as Sammy is under this spiritual embodiment and then soul embodiment in the process. So what I'm noticing is that as spirit comes through, and this is a greater aspect of spirit that the autists are connected to outside of time and space, and obviously some of the other very advanced star seeds that are on the planet as well, from outside time and space, which means it's beyond the 18th dimension, as we might call it, beyond the 25th dimension, beyond 33rd dimension. So we're talking about something that's very, very vast in the cosmic realms, that's connected to cosmic bodies, so to speak. So as this greater spirit, so to speak, comes through, it cleanses the body. It does a lot of clearing, and which is, I think, why a lot of people are motivated, at least on this path, that I see in various platforms, that they're working on doing lots of clearings right now. So it's easier to clear than ever. This breath stimulating clearing of toxins and metallic toxins as well. So as that clears the body, clears our systems, clears our organs, then this breath can really start to embody in the physical body, and that means our body systems, our organs, our cellular matrices, down to what we'd call our genetic material and DNA. So there's lots of clearing that seems to happen with this embodiment, so that the soul or spirit can come forward in the physical body and really be in union with the physical body. So for the last 5 or 6 years, in working with Samantha at various stages of what she is accessing and bringing through, it was, I think, because of that connection and experiencing through her what is happening. And obviously I can't fully experience what it's like. One day I hope she can verbalize or write or type somehow to explain further from her perspective what she experienced, because I'm still operating from outside her body, a different body, but kind of discerning and getting a feeling of what is happening, and then I'm explaining and describing from more of that 3D mindset and perspective, to then hopefully be able to translate that to other people. So I see that that's been part of my journey up to this point. So it's a fascinating process of what's happening to her, and um, this she and the rest of us are able to embody more now, because the planet Earth herself is physically changing. Matter is being spiritualized, if you've heard me say in other messages and blogs. So this is a very important process that's underway, and it affects everyone. If you're on this continued ascension journey, we've stepped firmly, I feel, into this next epoch, which is all about ascension and involves the physical evolution of the physical body, de-densifying and correcting the mathematic proportions, if you will, um, which is related to the Fibonacci spiral and the geometry that a 3D matrix has been operating on. So everything that was organic, all the codes and the mathematics, let's say, just to try to keep it as simple as possible, was inverted in order for us to exist in a dense physical reality. So that's what we have undergone, and now um, those souls ready to move forward. We've gotten all the lessons that we need in extreme duality, and it's time to fully step into a new epoch, and those of us who are firmly established in this process, really landing on this higher vibrating earth to then transmit and translate like codes, so to speak, of information from our own physical expression. So that's one step. But anyway, getting back to the embodiment of the autist. So last time I, showed this image, um, the black matter solar Rishik sun, I believe I called it. And there's a little more information about, quote, black matter. So I was shown that if we imagine that Source has other expressions in the cosmos, these are cosmic bodies and not what we might call dimensions. They're not really dimensions outside of the way what we think of dimensions operating here with uh, frequency and light as we might think of it. So outside of that, something that we call, just as a reference, the 33rd dimension is more like this cosmic body of the source. So a 36th dimension, a 37th dimension, a 48th dimension, these are kind of vast cosmic bodies of source in a sense. And uh, what unifies these cosmic expressions and cosmic bodies of source is this, what we might call black matter. And black as in we don't really know what that is. And so it seems that the God source creator has um, sort of manifested, let's say, this black matter solar Rishik sun that's now emanating. That's a kind of a unifying, powerful force in the cosmos and the greater cosmos, the body of the all that is, so to speak. So these autists seem to be connecting to that flow, or emanation, as we might call it. Thinking of that as a sun. So they're beginning to bring this stream through, and will continue to do so. And we have yet to learn more about this process since this is all new. But just to get you a glimpse, this is something that I started drawing, this body called a high ether body. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago when I started drawing it, and it looked nothing like this then. It was much more rudimentary. As part of Samantha's embodiment process, there was this body that she seemed to be connecting to. And so this body represents sort of this collective hot ether body, meaning that it's kind of all ether, but kind of even beyond that, where it's more pure breath. And obviously, I'm giving it kind of a humanoid form here, just so that we can kind of relate to it. And also, it keeps this cosmic body. It means that this cosmic body, this high ether body, is coherent. It is, it gives a coherence, and it looks human, meaning that it is a human kind of template, but it's different. It's also different. So they're these autists who are going to embody. They're embodying with a connection to this. So it's almost like saying this is kind of their collective consciousness body. And again, I don't know if all the autistics on the planet are going to embody this. I feel like that's a no, um, or maybe to some degree. Anyway, they're embodying to this an aspect of this. It's almost like they have a cord to this hot ether body, and um, are embodying to this in their physical presence. So there's lots of things going on in this image. As you can see, these spheres represent each of one of the seven higher heavens. So each one I was guided to draw, I know other people see the seven higher heavens as like this one, one kind of field, let's say. But I was guided to kind of draw each one with their own color. Um, that just because that's what I was guided to do, and so I was told to keep those colors. Some of them could look kind of similar, but they're actually different. So each one would be like, a dimension. And again, it's not really dimension. It's one of the source's cosmic bodies or expression. That then all seven of them do act as like one cosmic body, as like a heaven. Um, so this one is like the first heaven or the 19th dimension. This one is like the second heaven, and so on. I can't remember what's what right now. The second heaven. I think this is the third heaven. No, this is the third heaven. I can't remember. Fourth heaven. Um, yeah, fifth heaven. Sixth heaven, and this is the seventh heaven. So definitely for sure right now, I'm sure that this is the first heaven and this is the seventh heaven, or this would be the 19th dimension and this would be the 20th dimension. And I got a lot of energy running through me, so my head is a bit. I feel like my consciousness is really elevated and expanded, so it's kind of hard to think. And you'll see crystals here to help ground this energy, so to speak, in trees and grass, and the spirit, the dove representing that spirit, the greater spirit. This is a dragon that's their protector, and these autists wanted me to draw a bunny, a white bunny in this image, like they're landing and they're multiplying, is the sense. This other image is a close-up of that face, just to give you an idea and to talk a little bit about the eyes, because this is significant. So if you imagine that this is the right eye that looks out, the right eye seeing into this realm, the outer world, so to speak, but the left eye always seeing the inner world and connected to the great spirit, the greater spirit, the God source outside of time and space. And so Samantha wasn't willing to embody until this was available to her on the planet, so that she could maintain her connection that she had outside of time and space, in the seven higher heavens and beyond. So she didn't want to lose that connection by embodying and forgetting this. So the two eyes are slightly different but have a purpose, and the third eye also balances this vision, the cosmic vision of the two, to really be able to discern what is happening and what's going on. So I'm going to take a deep breath. See, the images themselves can be very distracting, I know. So you need to take a moment, or even turn the video off at times and then come back and watch bits and pieces if you're not used to this energy. So just to talk about where this high ether body kind of exists, it's connected to the 16th, 17th, and 18th dimensions. Not connected to, I don't know, it exists there, I guess. Um, so mainly we've been operating on, so this would be the sixth harmonic universe, quote, harmonic universes, or the sound fields that reverberate. And then the sound harmonics and the sounds are converted to light waves as we might think of them. So the first harmonic universe is the first, second, and third dimensions. The second harmonic universe is the third, fourth, and fifth dimensions. So there's the colors right there, actually. Oh no, I'll keep going. Okay. The third harmonic universe is the seventh, eighth, and ninth dimensions. The fourth harmonic universe is the 10th, 11th, and 12th dimension. And the fifth harmonic universe is the 13th, 14th, and 15th dimensions. And if you've watched some of our other videos, um, then you know that we're connected to the dimensionalized system through our chakras. They're meant to connect into these dimensionalized fields. So if you think of your first to seventh chakras in that chakra system, they're connected to dimensions. And so that means that, and yes, we have 15 chakras, and we've also actually opened into 18th, an 18 quote chakra kind of system. Even though the chakra membranes are kind of dissolving to be less dense, um, there's sort of these lighter star-like points for now, where the denser chakras were. And Sammy has said that eventually we're gonna just connect directly into the dimensionalized field through what's called a rainbow meridian system, and then the acupuncture points actually fully function more like mini chakras. So, but the central vertical channel down that, or that hara line, where the breath comes through, that the chakras were kind of sitting on, so to speak, that central vertical channel remains there. So getting back to what I was saying, so it literally means that our body is multidimensional. You can't not be multidimensional. Sam has said it's impossible because we are literally manifesting or weaving the frequencies from each of these dimensions that make up our physical body systems, that make up our organs, all of it. So, and it's through these the soul, in the individual soul matrix, about how we're weaved together, and that directly relates to our DNA. And I won't go into the details about that, but uh, the DNA, what we call DNA, is in the etheric realms, like the light language of source, uh, and contains the instructions through this light language about how to manifest a physical form in density. It's how to take up those basic subatomic quote structures, or quantum material, or quantum, I don't know, material is not the right word because it's not even, barely exists, but these quantum um, waves or potentials that are woven together, or this light language of DNA tells it how to kind of weave together for our unique individual body expression, the physical body, which should be a vibrational match to our soul and our spirit. Anyway, that's a lot of information right there, I know. So, see if you can feel that information in your body without trying to process whether you understand it or not, but to really feel it. if you can. So these flowers coming down represents the autist's spirit and soul from outside of time and space, or connected to that high ether body of their unique individual expression that they're going to be radiating out onto the planet. And again, this means that they each have a unique expression still. Just like us, we have a unique expression, even though we're collectively a human species and have a collective human consciousness. These autists are connecting to that high ether body. This is Dragar, the dragon, their protector as they are embodied. And again, those 7 spheres. Oh, okay, I had it backwards. So this is the first heaven. This is the second heaven. I was saying that this is the first heaven, but this is the first one. This is the third heaven, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, and then the seventh heaven, or it would be like the 25th dimension. So Dragar is a 24th dimensional dragon and is their protector as the autist embody. This is her symbol, Dragar's symbol. This represents the Hara line of these autists and sort of these the spheres that are kind of etherically, I don't know if dropping in is the right sense, or bringing the breath of these the spiritual breath of each of these 7 higher heavens through their Hara line as well, and also then getting transmissions from that black matter solar Rishik sun. And I know this is a lot of information, and yeah, I mean, I'm definitely feeling kind of like I'm not here. So if you need to take some deep breaths, turn off the video for a bit and then come back to it, that's okay, or listen to it again, because it takes some time to get used to the energy. This is a crystalline star icosahedron, and I just did a spontaneous live on Facebook a couple of days ago about this collective human consciousness. So this crystalline star icosahedron is really now activated and engaged, and it's vibrating. It's in the 8th dimensional Earth, but it's really vibrating and sending out pulses now to act more as a collective. And if some of you are having trouble sleeping, you feel really buzzed, it could be because of this crystalline star icosahedron. Oops, I need to go back. If you can imagine that, even though it's 8D, it's crystalline, and so kind of that sense that crystal rings, and you might be getting that buzz from this. And this crystalline star icosahedron is going to continue to get stronger and stronger. Recently, I just connected with this. I think her mom said she was 14. She's 14 years old, and it was interesting because I just happened to be joined a friend of mine, her class that she's doing for with some other parents. And if there are any parents out there that want to know more about that, want to join in a group of other moms, shoot me a message. You can shoot me a message via email, or like on Facebook, Revealing the Jewels of Autism, or through Instagram. You'll see the link. You'll see the links at the end here. But she was showing me. Um, she came in with her mom, and her mom told me that she wanted her daughter wanted me to know this number that was kind of her number. Um, I guess 59, or 5 and 9, and so then that seems to be her energy signature. Um, and so the next day, then I started to feel her more, and interesting that from the from a star icosahedron, a five-pointed star comes out of a star icosahedron. So 5 pointed, so the first number of the 59 is a 5, and then the 9, a number of kind of completion. But anyway, she started showing me that there's 9 of them, these autists, um, who are uh, weaving more intricate patterns in the grid of the planet, um, that around the planet, that is going to amplify and refine this connection to this star icosahedron. And we might say that this is also the vibration. It's ringing the vibration of the one human soul, or the human collective oversoul is another way of calling it. We're part of this one greater oversoul, and we work with the planet and all of life on the planet. I could say a lot more about the animals and the relationship, and why our DNA, we have this kind of symbiosis, but save that for another time. But anyway, so this is the collective human consciousness. Now, these autists are, quote, not part of this collective uh, human oversoul. So they have this high ether body that they're connecting to, which is human, and that's why I drew it like with that humanoid form. It is human, but it's perhaps the more advanced human, or the evolution of the human. But as they embody to their physical bodies, that means their physical presence is here. They'll still be kind of different than what we look like. Um, so I'm getting confirmation from Sam. I can hear her in the other room. You might be able to hear her as well. Um, but so this is what most of the planet is going to be connecting to. Now, interestingly, there are some bridgers between this and this autist collective. So this is something, a vlog, I think the first one we did that we put out. It's on YouTube. We'll share the link in the description. But I didn't know what the implications of all of it. I was still kind of trying to figure out what in the world was going on. And I, had this sense that there was something big. This was something that Sam had shown me very first, and we almost kind of had this as our logo, because whole plus whole equals creation, and this is that summation sign. And from mathematics, if any of you are familiar. But anyway, we were always guided to with this emerald and this gold color, being part of the Emerald Order. But so Sammy was showing me that, like, this autist collective is a new kind of collective consciousness, and then there's the human collective consciousness. And if any of you are familiar with physics, the idea of fusion when you can bring two different atoms together and you can fuse them together, they become something different. You create something different. So this is what uh, is making sense now, that this collective consciousness, this hot ether body, and this human collective consciousness were going to merge and then become something new. And I mean, it'll be like time jumping. It will literally uh, expand human consciousness in a way that we couldn't even imagine. I mean, it's more than, I mean, I would say it's more than a quantum leap. It's quantum leap to the hundredth power. I don't know, but this, and how quickly this is going to happen, I'm not really sure. Uh, I thought maybe it was going to happen in about 20 years or 15 years, but it's happening. Maybe that's when it's going to be completed. You know, um, as more people wake up. But there are some of us that are doing this, and we're the bridgers of this two collective consciousness coming together. So it could be some of the parents, but doing that, if you're ready. But I feel like there's these other star seeds that are out there actually doing this, and there are some on the planet, some star seeds on the planet who don't have, autistic kids, who aren't quote autistic. They're these star seeds that are here uh, and kind of supporting this autist collective consciousness in a sense. They always have been, whether they knew it or not, multidimensionally. So um, they'll be starting to embody bits and pieces of the high ether body, but also connected to this human collective consciousness. And we seem to be the bridgers uh, of this, so that this can eventually happen. Now, this was a message from that blog as well. And she said, this can feel like we are losing ourselves, as if we are being taken over. But it only feels this way because humanity lost its full feedback loop with Creator. Concepts of domination and power, pervasive in the human subconsciousness, creates fear of this merging. It is already well underway and will feel liberating and expansive when these misconceptions can be transmuted. Consider that this is new for us as well, meaning the autists. We are merging to create in new territory. In this way, Prime Creator sets the stage for a vastness of being to flourish and elevate all of creation. Many of us are very challenged in the human form, and we wish you no harm. Humanity as a soul collective is vastly different than the individual incarnations you currently operate from. We wish to show you what love as a vibration of consciousness means. In the end, we will all rejoice at the newly created manifestations. So uh, this is, sort of the new territory we're on and we're in, and it's, um, they're going to these autists, when they embody uh, through their horror line, they're going to be emanating just this omni love that has never been kind of experienced before, in a sense, and they will be the way showers, in a way. And I can't remember if I shared it in part one of this series, but they will have like a different each of them in their third eye will have kind of a different kind of sapphire, uh, and they'll be radiating that out in the planet as well. So not necessarily the blue sapphire that some are, many of us are used to, but Samuel have a like that blue sapphire. Others will have like an aquamarine, some like a goldish sapphire, some like the salmon orangey color sapphire, and this they will be radiating out, um, and then there will be more people. We were shown more people who will begin to see these autists in a different way. Obviously, not everybody, and our traditional school systems probably not, and people embedded in 3D reality probably won't see them differently still. But it is supposed to get easier for these autists as the planet changes and really changes physical density and changes the physical, and um, they will looks like they will kind of gain more control over their body systems, especially as we're detoxing more and more, and things are moving out. Um, it's just unknown what they will look like, but I feel like we don't really know what it means to be human, to be fully human, meaning a human that is a God expression, and uh, operating from that state, as I feel that Yeshua was trying to teach us and show us when he walked on the planet. So, what does that look like? And it's up to all of us as a collective to define or learn and experience what it means to be human, and that's part of the magic, the wonder, the awe, the rejoicing, uh, because we're co-creating that. And it's interesting because many years ago I heard, uh, this was like in, I don't know, 2005, 2006, in that time frame, that I not only read just a little blurb, I can't remember, in some book about crystal children, indigo children, and that these autistics are here to be the way showers in, I think, the mid 2020s, which we're in right now, uh, to navigate a very different kind of earth, and how to navigate a very different earth. And so uh, it's interesting that I thought that was a completely crazy idea at the time, and now it's starting to look like perhaps that's true. And we will, see how this goes. So we're just getting started with this in this process, and don't know what this embodiment looks like. Certainly, there has been challenges for Samantha um, in the process, and um, it's kind of unknown, and I'm trying to help her. I have a friend who's working with me, um, and we're looking at what kind of adjustments she needs in the physical, and all of that. But it's quite remarkable. I will say she had me do some. I was guided to do some things um, that some of you may want to keep in the back of your mind. Uh, laying the foundation for getting out of the Fibonacci and out of the flower of life. So we deleted those. So there's a crystal spiral. There's a lotus of life, which is more natural to a lighter body, higher vibrating body. The there's mother's new fractal laws that have activated, and father's infinite calculus, which is coming in. The other thing that we were guided to do, or I was guided to do, was change her 12 astrological imprint to the 13 zodiac signs. So I did this about a year ago, and I was guided to attune myself. The way I was guided to do is I was guided to attune myself to the zodiac symbols. Just like some of you might know about symbols and how we can attune ourselves or be attuned. So I attuned myself to the 12 zodiac traditional symbols, but plus Ophiuchus. Ophiuchus is the 13th sign, and this number 13 is about balance and neutrality. Ophiuchus is neutral. It's the element of ether and balances polarity. So to come into a balanced physical body, where then it's easier to hold neutrality or be in that neutral state, I was guided that this is the correct zodiac, the 13th zodiac symbol imprint is the correct one. Now, have we completely switched over? We've been doing it as a process, but I know for me and us, I mean, that wasn't completely possible until the earth also changed, because we physically are manifested out of the physical earth matter. So we put each of those things sort of into our field, that at the right time, it's like we're stepping into it. So we're stepping into these blueprints, these corrections that we put into place. So as part of Sammy's embodiment now, with her 13 zodiac sign imprint, then she is stepping into her body, but in the corrected system, so to speak. Anyway, that's all I'll say for now. I could talk and talk and talk, I think, and it's for those of you out there wondering about these things. It happens in stages, and if you're guided to do some of the things that I just mentioned, you will be guided to the right person at the right time, and know when you should make some of those changes and adjustments. So what I said is not meant to put fear into anyone, that you're doing it wrong or you have to hurry. The best thing that we can do for ourselves is to remain stable in who we are, and find that inner cord to our soul that will then guide you to the in the right steps of what it is that you need to do. So that's all for today, and thank you for watching and listening.